Hear me out on this one, guys. What about if we had a crossover between Toy Story and Ant-Man? I'm not talking about like the movie characters or crossing over between each other. I'm just talking about the concepts. Like, the Spider-Man toy came to life, and when I shrink down, I get to fight him. Like, just being action hero sized and interacting with your toys, it's so cool. It'd be like dope. So this review is not about Toy Story. I'm still holding my Spider-Man. Yeah, and it's about Ant-Man. I saw this one last Friday. The story of this movie is Scott Lang must embrace his inner hero with a super suit that has the special ability to shrink him down to like ant size, hence the name of the title. And with his mentor Hank Pym, they must come together and pull off a heist to help save the world. Now, I was looking forward to Ant-Man. I've never really been interested in the character in the comics, but with what Marvel did last year with Guardians of the Galaxy, I had higher expectations as they turned such a silly concept into such a badass, awesome movie. Not to mention it was really profitable for Marvel Studios. And, Guardians of the Galaxy actually is my favorite MCU movie, and it placed in my top 10 movies of 2014. That video is the last video, so check that out after. Shameless plug, I guess. Now, this movie went through some development issues with the loss of Edgar Wright, and at the time I thought it was a huge blow, as I am a huge fan of Edgar's work. Like, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World is such a critically underrated movie. To his, I forget the title of his trilogy, but you know, like Hoffa, Shaun of the Dead, World's End. I mean, great comedies. And to be honest, I didn't really miss his presence all that much in this movie. Peyton Reed did an amazing job handling this project. I had a blast with this movie. It was funny, action-packed, and it might even be my second favorite Marvel movie so far. However, there were a few problems that this movie faced, and that was such as things like the villain was very straightforward and almost really reminiscent of the Iron Man villain. If you guys remember, the antagonist the villain of the movie works at the same place as does the protagonist. The villain becomes obsessed with the suit, so he creates his own. I mean, the character arcs of the antagonist in Iron Man and Ant-Man are seamlessly identical. Another problem I had with this movie, which you might have heard about, is the first 20 minutes are really messy and convoluted, but it didn't hold it back too much for me, because once the movie picks up, it really just takes off and you're with it to the end. Ant-Man had great heart, very funny moments / lines, and the CGI was better than I thought it would be. As from the trailers, it didn't look too great, but then again, it was still in development and just getting fixed up and shit like that. Another thing that I loved about this movie was the scenes where Paul Rudd shrunk down, and I thought it was just handled perfectly. I mean, it didn't even feel like it was green screened or anything. I mean, you really felt like Paul Rudd was just this small. And as the audience, at least for me, I felt like I was that small too, just the way Peyton Reed handled the camera angles and stuff like that. It was probably my favorite parts of the movie when Paul Rudd was shrunk down. I see myself rewatching this movie many times once it releases on Blu-ray. Ant-Man gets an 8 out of 10. Please check out this movie and help it get an overall boost with the gross so we can see Scott Lang again. I mean, the opening weekend, I think it was the lowest of all the MCU movies, if I'm not mistaken, next to like The Incredible Hulk. Which, please, I love this movie so much and you need to check it out. The advertisements may not be doing it for you, but it is such a great superhero movie. I enjoyed it a lot more than I did with Age of Ultron, which I'm sorry about. Sometimes those big superhero movies aren't all too shabby in my books, but you know, whatever. Alright guys, this has been Your Favorite Critic 26. My next review will be of Big Hero 6. A lot of sixes there. That'll come out in a couple days, I think. I know I've been teasing you guys about doing some book reviews. I feel like it's too late for me to review Me, Earl, and the Dying Girl. like the book. However, I finished my Lords of the Sith book, which is the 4th Star Wars canon book. So I might talk about, I have 3 of them. I have New Dawn, Tarkin, Lords of the Sith. I'm planning on picking up Heritage of the Jedi soon. However, I felt like maybe I can talk about the canon books right now and tell you if you're a Star Wars fan, what books you should pick up, because they're just really good. Anyways, please like, comment, rate, and subscribe for more videos. I can't wait to see you guys again. I'm really enjoying these new reviews. Please check out Marvel's Ant-Man. See you next time.